Well, even as Mr. Obama is now bolstering American efforts against ISIS inside Syria, the country's civil war seems as out of control as ever. Renewed fighting in the city of Aleppo, a long-time flashpoint, has killed dozens of people, further unraveling Syria's two-month-old ceasefire agreement. The conflict is increasingly spilling over into Turkey, where one person was killed and at least 26 others wounded. And the latest of many rockets from Syria struck the border town of Kilis on Sunday. The government blames ISIS. CNN's Nick Paton Walsh is on the ground for us in Gaziantep, Turkey, near the Syrian border. Nick, as I mentioned earlier, US President Barack Obama has announced plans to send in another 250 US troops into Syria. What are they going to do, and do you know yet where they will be deployed within Syria?
Well, the White House rhetoric says they'll be there to advise and assist, and that ostensibly means they won't be on the front line doing the fighting, but they'll be assisting the Syrian Kurdish forces and, most importantly, Syrian Sunni Arab rebels in fighting ISIS there, particularly focusing their efforts on the self-declared ISIS Caliphate's capital of Raqqa. Now, that will mean making sure airstrikes are more frequent, more accurate, perhaps assisting in the delivery of weaponry as well, and making sure those different disparate forces are more cohesive. The American emphasis certainly on the Sunni Syrian rebel side of things, but bear in mind quite how this message was delivered. It was, frankly, when most Americans are still asleep. It was aimed at European leaders. Some sat in front of him, to a European audience who America have simply said has to do more to confront the threat of ISIS. So much, I think, of this delivery, long telegraphed by leaks to the American press, was, I think, aimed at pressuring European powers to up their effort for ISIS, which is, frankly, a more geographically close threat to Europe than it is to the United States, Lynda.
And, Nick, as you've witnessed, the Syrian war is now spilling into Turkey.
Well, the quiet southern border town of Kilis has for a long time been a simple, peaceful haven for refugees. But in the past few months, and most specifically in the past few days, escalating, there have been a number of rocket strikes that have hit that town, killing a total of 16 since January, and one just yesterday, part of some strikes that we witnessed. This was day 55 of Syria's cessation of hostilities for those who live in Aleppo. No military target here, activists said. An inferno, many of the 12 dead burned alive. Zahir is dead, he says. It was much the same on day 56. Another building in Aleppo hit. US officials troubled that Russian heavy weapons are amassing near the city and that whatever the ceasefire was crumbling.
I am deeply concerned about the cessation of hostilities frame and whether it's sustainable.
But Syria's world is slowly crossing the border to one town in southern Turkey. Kilis, hit by rockets almost daily in the past weeks, fired from Syria, probably by ISIS, who were never part of the ceasefire. This woman sat here when the rockets tore through her roof. A Syrian family scrabbling out a life on the floor below. This used to be their shelter, their respite.
The Syrians fled. They took refuge here, but bombs are also raining on their heads. The government keeps saying, shelter in your house. But didn't it fall on our house? On our roof now? So where are we supposed to go?
It is staggering that during this supposed cessation of hostilities across the border there in Syria, that the war is spreading even to a peaceful Turkish town like this, a haven for refugees that now finds itself pretty much every other day hit by rocket fire. Fresh rockets have just whizzed over this, the funeral of local plumber Abdullah Kachan, killed Friday also by a rocket. Rage is against the government. Where are they?
Bombs are falling on everyone's homes. Where are you, President Erdogan? Where are you? A bomb fell on our house. Is this what you promised?
Another rocket strike here. 5 Syrian children injured. The shattered places where they once slept. The dust, the rubble, for what they fled. but now it has followed them here. Now, I should point out, Lynda, that since we saw those scenes, the Turkish military have stated that they've launched a series of artillery attacks on a particular rocket launcher inside of Syria that they say was targeting Kilis, and that they've killed 8 ISIS militants. Part, I think, of a response by the Turkish government here, which we heard from the Deputy Prime Minister in Kilis yesterday, to be seen certainly to be doing something. This has been going on for an extraordinarily long time now, and you saw the anger generated there towards Turkish authorities. But really, Turkey, I think, facing an increasing number of conflicts on their border. They're fully at war to some degree with the Kurdish forces inside their own territory, dragged now, it seems, into what may be ISIS striking their own towns here, and dealing still with the huge refugee crisis that's been a major effort on their border here now for years. Lynda?
Yeah, a lot of anger and a lot of emotion. Nick Paton Walsh for us in Gaziantep. Thank you very much.